Hey there, good morning, everybody who is in the United States. Good afternoon or good evening if you're in Europe, Asia, or somewhere else around the world. How are you doing today? My name is Kenan Heppy, otherwise known as the Chinese Tones Guy, founder of the Chinese Dojo. If you are here, if you're here during this live, or if you're a time traveler watching this video from some other time, you're probably interested in learning Mandarin Chinese. You maybe already studying, or you're maybe interested in studying, which is great. You're in the right place. All right, so one thing about this community is I'm not going to be the kind of guy who is going to tell you that you can play, flash games on your phone or watch a bunch of videos and learn a language. All right? I don't believe in that, and science really doesn't believe in that. Okay, but what you will get in this community is a structured approach to learning Mandarin Chinese. All right, so I learned Mandarin Chinese without a Chinese background. I learned Mandarin Chinese as an adult, and it absolutely changed my life. All right, for those of you in my community, maybe you've seen some of this before, but I moved to China. I became famous in China after learning Chinese as an adult. Chinese set me up to land multiple six-figure jobs in media and entertainment. I became instrumental in multi-million-dollar deals and projects because I was the guy on the team who spoke Chinese. All right, so I'm very passionate about helping people learn Chinese the right way. Let me know if that's you in the chat. What's going on, chat? Hello? Scooby says I'm a bit quiet. Testing the microphone. Testing the microphone. Let me know how the volume is, everybody. Let's see. I'm here. Testing. My volume shows that it's good to go, but let me know in the chat if you're having trouble hearing me. Let me know in the chat. Can I get a 1 if I sound clear? Can I get a 1? You might need to turn your volume up. So anyway, yes. So in this community, what I'm super passionate about, right, is helping people actually learn Mandarin Chinese using systems and exercises that help you actually take Mandarin Chinese out into your life and make a difference, right? Because through those games and through those videos that you're just told to watch on your own, you're not going to get to the point where you're going to have deep, meaningful conversations with people, right? Where conversations feel frictionless, where you just have fun chatting with people. You're not going to get to the point where you're able to talk about business deals or introduce new ideas and projects to people. You're not going to be the trusted person in the room who is able to stack Mandarin Chinese on top of whatever skill you already have and be a trusted authority if you're just playing those singular word games and watching videos, all right? So what I'm really passionate about is helping people take the road I took, which is making sure we master tones and pronunciation as early as possible. What does that do? That increases something called comprehensible input. All right, so basically I reverse engineered what worked for me, but what's also widely available in linguistic research, right? You need a high level of comprehensible input so you can effectively learn a language much more rapidly. Comprehensible input is basically a fancy linguistic term for what it means for sounds to be relevant to you, right? When you don't know certain sounds in a language, when you hear people speak that language, or if you consume media in that language, the sounds and everything is just going to fly right over your head. Nothing's going to stick because it doesn't make sense to you. You have no context for what you're even hearing. However, if you master tones and pronunciation of Mandarin Chinese early on, you greatly expand your comprehensible input. So even when you hear words that you don't know, you at least know what you heard. So you'll be able to look it up and make much more. You'll be able to make sense of it much more quickly. Let's see. Glenn says you're very loud for me for a change. All right, great. I'm glad that's clear. All right, awesome. So let me know. In the chat, let me know if that speaks to you. Again, this worked for me. I have built a program at the Chinese Dojo with the people who taught me Chinese, with certified Chinese as a second language teachers, with well-decorated linguists, with people who have actual philology degrees and along with the methods that I used to make sure I mastered tones quickly. So we are going to practice some of that in the live stream today. We're going to do some warm up. We're going to read some actual news. So what you see here, and let me flip this. Let me show the slides on top. So we're going to go over this. It's a snippet from an actual news article that was published yesterday in China Daily. All right, so we're going to read some real news out of China. We're going to learn some vocabulary words. We're going to talk about the tones and why they're so important and how to master these words. Let's see. Yes, here's some vocabulary that we'll go over. So we're going to have some basic vocabulary, some more advanced vocabulary. I'm going to show you a little bit about the program that I built. And if I get enough yes votes, I will show people during this live stream how to have me personally be your one-on-one coach for roughly $5 an hour. And if I get 50 yes votes, I will release a $100 off coupon just for people in this live stream, just for people during this live stream. So let's get those votes going. Scooby says, any beginner/early intermediate book recommendations? Scooby, what's going on? So Scooby's actually part of the program, and Scooby's doing very, very well. Scooby, I will DM you on our platform and our student messaging center. I'll DM you some books that I think you should work with. Naya, what's up, Naya? Okay, so let's jump into it. Let us jump into today's news article, everybody. Okay, we're going to learn Mandarin Chinese the right way. Let's see if my pen will work. Okay, there we go. Okay, awesome. Saeed says, I tried the free lesson. The feedback was really helpful and rewarding. Saeed, what's up? That's right. Well, I'm so glad to hear that, Saeed. Saeed, will you be joining the dojo is the most important question because I want to get you through all of those lessons. By the way, you guys, the program is like 80% practice. All right, and throughout that program, and I'll talk about it in a sec, I want to get to this article, but within a 3-month structured program where I give you feedback on every submission within 24 to 48 hours, you learn how to pronounce every single sound in Mandarin Chinese like a native speaker. All right, so love to hear that, Saeed. All right, so what's the headline? The headline is right here. 特朗普下令将美国反法西斯运动列为恐怖组织. All right, that is the headline. 特朗普下令将美国反法西斯运动列为恐怖组织. All right, does anyone know what we're talking about? If you know what we're talking about, maybe you can type it in the chat. So let me read the full article, and then we'll go over some vocabulary one by one. All right? We'll go over some vocabulary one by one. 新华社北京9月23日电，美国白宫22日宣布，总统特朗普当日签署行政令，将美国反法西斯运动 Antifa 列为国内恐怖组织。行政令称，反法西斯运动公然主张推翻美国政府，采用非法手段在全国组织实施暴力和恐怖主义活动，以达到他们的目的。All right, wow, this is cool. All right, so first of all, this is some political news, everybody. This is political news. I'm not going to get like political in terms of my own opinions on this channel. What we're doing here is we're reading news articles in Mandarin Chinese. So I think it's very important and pretty helpful if you're able to read political news articles from other countries, right? You can see how other countries are reporting on stories from your country. And that's pretty cool. So no matter how you stand on the issues, whatever party affiliation you have or whatever, that's fine, right? But it is pretty interesting if you're able to read political news articles from other nations to see how things are being reported over there. Okay. So Michelle says, I would learn I would love to learn how to speak Chinese. Well, Michelle, you're in the right place, and I think you're here at the right time. You're here at the right time. Skylar says the tongue twister in Chinese I'll remember is 14, 40. Oh yeah, it's like 4 is 4, 14 is 14, 4是4, 14是14, 4是4, or 40是40, 44是44, right? 4 is 4, 14 is 14, 40 is 40, 44 is 44. All right, so Michelle, how you learn Mandarin Chinese. Let me know in the chat if you're just beginning. Have you learned anything yet? But if you're toward the beginning, what you want to do is you want to solidify tones and pronunciation as early as possible. So what you see above me is a graph of the 4 tones in Mandarin Chinese. So we're going to do a quick warm-up with some simple syllables, okay? And we're going to talk about these 4 tones. And what mastering tones and pronunciation will do for you at the very beginning is it's going to greatly increase your comprehensible input. And you need that because your brain needs context for the sounds that are flying in. If you jump too quickly into memorizing words and grammar and sentences before you've actually mastered tones and pronunciation, the only logical conclusion, and the actual conclusion, is you'll be memorizing everything incorrectly. Don't do that to yourself. You guys and gals and everyone out there, I have seen too many people learn Mandarin Chinese the wrong way. They rush into memorizing everything. They get sometimes all the way through the HSK system. Their reading comprehension is pretty good, but their spoken Chinese is terrible. People can't understand them. They memorized everything incorrectly, and they have to go back and relearn all the words. Don't do that to yourself. So how you learn Mandarin is by solidifying tones and pronunciation as early as possible. All right, so here we have a graph of the 4 tones, all right? There's only 4 tones, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 in Mandarin Chinese. All right, so the first tone is high, flat, and unchanging. What does high, medium, and low mean? High, medium, and low. This band is your normal speaking range, okay? So when I say high, we're not talking high pitch like falsetto, okay? We're not talking having to do like that. And with low, we don't mean stressing out your voice so that you have to go real low. We just mean your normal speaking band. Your normal speaking band, all right? Skylar says, I'm the opposite. My comprehension is bad. My Chinese, maybe you mean your Chinese pronunciation is good, but your reading isn't as good. Well, Skylar, you're in a much better situation. All right, because if your pronunciation is good, then you're going to be able to memorize and progress through reading much more rapidly and effectively. Okay, so your normal speaking range. High is at the upper end of your normal speaking range. Medium is just your normal speaking voice, okay? Just your normal speaking voice. Whatever your normal speaking voice is, that's medium. All right, so high, the first tone. All right, the first tone is high, flat, and unchanging. We're going to do this with ba. Ba, ba. Notice it's at the high end of my normal speaking range, and it's flat and unchanging. Ba, ba. Repeat after me. Ba, ba. Now, we don't want the tone to increase. We don't want it to go up or down. We don't want it to go ba. If it's a first tone, right? We want to go ba, ba. If it's difficult for you, you can draw the tone in the air as you speak it. Ba, ba. This kind of helps the body understand that we're just moving in a line. Ba. Okay, second tone. Ba, ba. So with the second tone, we're starting at our normal speaking voice. So for me, that's this. This is my voice. Ba, 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 ba. And then we're steadily rising up. Ba, ba. And again, you can draw it in the air. Ba, ba. So repeat after me. Ba. Very good. Ba. All right, we have some comments in the chat. I want to be able to answer all the comments in the chat. Let's see. I have nothing here says I sometimes practice my Chinese with my Lao Shi. I want to have full Chinese combo with other people, but they talk so fast. How do I understand them? Well, first of all, you definitely want to master tones and pronunciation as early as possible so you'll have context for the sounds you're hearing, okay? And then you're going to maybe have to ask some of your friends to speak just a little bit slowly. And if you're watching Chinese podcasts or shows, you might want to slow the speed down to like 0.75x or 0.5x at the beginning. Listen to it slowly and then re-listen again at full speed. And then you'll just have to slowly you'll have to just slowly deal with it, you know? That's just a tough thing. So hopefully your friends can slow down their speech just a little bit. How do you differentiate second and third tone? It's hard to hear. Okay, we're going into the third tone now. So the third tone, as you see, begins slightly below your normal speaking pitch. It decreases and then rises again. Right? So it falls and rises, and with the third tone, we actually end at a higher pitch than we began. That's important. That's important. So we're going to do this with ba. 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 Notice how my ending pitch, I'm ending on a pitch that's higher than my starting pitch. Ba. Ba. Can you hear that? Ba. You can do it slowly to make sure you get it in your muscle memory. I would highly recommend it, right? If you can't do it slowly, you can't do it quickly. All right? Does that make sense? Right? If you can't walk, you probably won't be able to run. If you can't do it slowly, you won't be able to do it quickly. So make sure you can do it slowly first. Ba. 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 All right, so the third tone has this characteristic trough at the bottom. All right, ba, and it has this little inflection point. The second tone doesn't have that inflection point. The second tone just rises, and the second tone ends up where the first tone lives. So a couple ways you can differentiate those. Second tone, ba. Third tone, ba. Ba. Second tone, ba. Third tone, ba. Second tone, ba. Third tone, ba. All right. Someone says, I love you. I love you too. Yes, Skylar. Yes. Hopefully you heard those examples of second tone and third tone. So second tone, ba. Ba. Third tone, ba. I'm just going to do second tone and third tone without even speaking in between. Ba, 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 ba. All right, can you hear that? Someone says, hi, Kenan. If I'm not mistaken, you're from the United States. That is right. I'm from the United States. I'm streaming to you from Los Angeles. Born and raised in the United States, and I learned Mandarin Chinese as an adult. And by the way, within a year and a half, y'all, I was in a traveling Broadway show right there called That Chemistry Show and That Physics Show. So I was in two of them. Traveling Broadway show where I was performing science experiments on stage in front of a live studio audience for 90 minutes straight, all in Chinese. My tones had to be impeccable because people paid good, hard-earned money for these tickets, right? They paid like $200 for front row seats, $100 for regular seats, and they brought their kids. And I was demonstrating science principles on stage. There wasn't any room for letting people guess what I mean through context, right? This was a paid show. And between knowing basically zero Mandarin to a year and a half later, I was on stage doing that for 90 minutes straight. So you can do that too. And you can do that by following my methodology of mastering tones and pronunciation as early as possible. Because what that does is it trims all the fat from the process. It trims all the waste by greatly expanding your comprehensible input as early as possible. You have context for all the sounds you're learning, and you don't have to waste time relearning those sounds later. It's kind of like compound interest in the stock market, right? If you're familiar with investing at all, right? If you take some money and you put it into an index fund, right? And then you add a little more money, slowly that money starts earning money, and your interest earns interest, so on and so forth. That's kind of like what greatly expanding your comprehensible input for language is at the beginning, because your efforts start compounding and you start rapidly increasing, as opposed to, right, when you learn the wrong way, you make a deposit. You're saying, I'm going to deposit my time to learning Mandarin Chinese, and then you memorize some words and phrases, but you memorize them wrong, and then you have to make a withdrawal. You have to withdraw your input and put some back later. You have to take money out of your sort of bank account, right? And then so you don't grow as fast. In fact, sometimes you go negative because you're like, oh man, I have to take everything out and start redepositing, right? Your early deposits don't yield anything later. They cost you money later, right? So that's pretty much what learning the wrong way is in a sort of financial analogy. I kind of like that. I'm going to maybe use that in a future video or something. Okay. So now we're talking about, oh, thanks so much. Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy, but not impossible. I did it, so you can too. Okay. Fourth tone now. Fourth tone is the falling tone, or it's sometimes known as the falling tone, right? We start where the first tone lives, and then we immediately start decreasing in pitch, almost all the way down to the low end of the spectrum. Ba. Ba. Can you hear that? Ba. 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 Repeat after me. Ba. Ba. And by the way, if you heard any of that, I want to release right now during this live stream a $100 off coupon for my program for the people who are watching this live stream. If I can get up to 50 votes, wow, I just heard a bunch of squirrels or something run across the roof. That was crazy. I don't know if y'all heard that. If I get up to 50 votes, I will release a $100 off coupon for this live stream, which allows, and maybe I'll throw in one-on-one meetings. So I will release a $100 off coupon and a one-on-one video call with me if we get to 50 votes, 50 yes votes, for the program that I have. And basically what that'll work out to is me being your one-on-one coach for learning tones of pronunciation at like $5 an hour. Crazy. At like $5 an hour. Okay. Ba, ba. Okay, so let's cycle through the four tones. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. All right. Ba, 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 ba. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba, 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 ba. All right, type a 1 in the chat if you followed along and actually said those with me. Type a 1 in the chat if you followed along and did that warm up with me. I want to know who's with me. And it's okay if you're driving or something, don't do anything dangerous. I'm not asking you to do anything dangerous, please. All right, great. Some people are playing along here. Okay, so let's go into this news article, because remember, we are going to read, this is real news. The link, if you're interested, the link is written there at the bottom of the slide. This is from China Daily, okay? From China Daily. So what's the headline? We're reading real world news in Chinese now. And we're going to focus on the tones of our vocabulary words. All right? Skylar says, what are tones called in Chinese? Sheng diao. Sheng diao. First tone, fourth tone. Sheng diao. Sheng diao. All right. And then the actual tones, right? First tone is di yi sheng. The second tone, di er sheng. The third tone, di san sheng. Fourth tone, di si sheng. All right. The headline, 特朗普下令将美国反法西斯运动列为恐怖组织. All right. Yeah, Nina is saying join the dojo. That's right. The pronunciation program helps you practice every tone and syllable in Mandarin. That's exactly right. Yes, if you're interested in learning Chinese, you should absolutely join. Yeah, I can go through that in a moment. We'll do the basic vocab and then I'll walk you through, but you do record your audio. You record your audio and you get actual feedback from me. I listen to your audio submissions and I give you actual feedback. It's not one of those programs like I talked about that just says, hey, subscribe and download these files and good luck, do it yourself. It's me being basically your one-on-one teacher. You watch videos that have practice opportunity. Then you do quizzes, which also are a bunch of practice. It's like 80% practice. And then you submit audio recordings to me that I listen to. And I help you understand what you're doing right and what you're doing incorrectly and what we can tweak. All right. The ChineseDojo.com. Yes, the program is called Tones Master. That's right. So go to the ChineseDojo.com to check that out. And if I get up to 50 votes, I will release a $100 off coupon. And if you join the dojo during this live stream, I will set up a one-on-one video call with you where I can learn everything about you and your goals for Mandarin Chinese. You can pick my brain for how to apply Chinese into your life. If you have any questions about the language or China or whatever, we'll have a one-on-one call so I make sure I understand your goals and I can help you get there. Right? Only for people who join the dojo during this live. And if I get up to 50 votes, I'll release that $100 off coupon. All right, here are the vocab words. All right, so send in those votes. Send in those votes, people. You see that poll down below? Get those votes in. Get those votes in. All right. 特朗普, 特朗普, fourth tone, third tone, third tone. And remember, the third tone sandhi means when we have two consecutive third tones. The first of the pair, I don't know what's going on with my pen here. The first of the pair is pronounced as a second tone. All right? 特朗普, 特朗普. That's how we say Donald Trump in Chinese. 特朗普, 特朗普, 特朗普. All right? That's Trump. Then we have the White House. 白宫, 白宫. Second tone, first tone. 白宫, 白宫. That's how we say the White House. That's how we say the White House. Let's cast those votes, y'all. Skylar Gaming says some words don't have the tones. Mind telling me why? Some have a neutral tone. It's the lack of a tone. The neutral tone is like the lack of a tone. Okay. To declare something or announce something. 宣布, 宣布. First tone, fourth tone. 宣布, 宣布. First tone, fourth tone. 宣布. All right? That might be a new sound for some people. Is there a system behind Chinese or just vibe space? Scooby, that's a good question. Some words end up being kind of like loan words. There's not super a system. Yeah, there's not a system. It's kind of vibe based, like you said. Some names they try to find syllables that are similar sounding. You know, that's pretty much the system. It's like what syllable is kind of similar. Although it's interesting, I don't know ultimately who gets to decide. I don't know who gets to decide. All right, 宣布, 宣布, to declare. All right, now how do we say the United States of America? 美国, 美国. Third tone, second tone. 美国, 美国, 美国. That's how you say United States of America. 美国, 美国. We're almost at 50 votes, y'all, and I will release a $100 off coupon to my amazing, the best possible program for solidifying tones of pronunciation early on. And remember, if you join the dojo during this live stream, you will also get a one-on-one video call with me where I can make sure I personally learn about you and your goals and help you out. even more personally. All right. President is 总统. 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 President. 当日 means that day or the same day. 当日. 当 first tone. 日 fourth tone. 当日. 当日. All right, that means that day or that same day. And then domestic, how we say domestic, 国内. 国内. Second tone, fourth tone. 国内. 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 All right, that's how we say domestic. Okay, so what's going on with this headline? What's going on with the headline? We have 特朗普 Trump. Okay, let me fix this pen. I don't know why it's getting all weird like that sometimes. 特朗普下令将美国. So Trump did something. And I'll just say Trump commanded that America 反法西斯运动, the Antifa movement, 列为恐怖组织. We're going to learn some of these words in the more advanced vocabulary section. But this headline is saying Trump has commanded that the American Antifa movement be declared a terrorist organization. A terrorist organization. This is the Antifa movement. 列为 is to be classified as, and 恐怖组织 is a terrorist organization. Okay. Now remember, politics aside, whatever side you're on, this is the article. This is the article. Okay. Around the corner says, you're not answering my question. When you say, can I do HSK1 to HSK4? Sorry, what do you mean around the corner? Do you mean in the live streams? Do you mean in the course? All right, we have 50 votes. We had 50 people vote. So you guys, really quickly, before we do the more advanced vocab and go further along in this article, I want to release a coupon code to help everyone start learning the right way today, and a very special promotion. If you're watching this live stream, only available during this live. This coupon will be shut off like 2 minutes after I end the live. 2 minutes after I end the live. So what is the Chinese Dojo and what is Tones Master? It is a 100% comprehensive Mandarin Chinese pronunciation course. All right. You have personal feedback from me on every single submission. Personal feedback from me where you record your voice audios. And let me show you how this works. I'm going to show you a little bit of what the platform looks like. All right. So you go in and you watch some videos. You take, let's see. This is like what a quiz might look like. Okay. So there are a bunch of questions. After you watch a video with a bunch of theory, you do things like listen to an audio and choose which syllable you heard. E. 鱼也有牙. All right, so you'll listen to real audio from native Chinese speakers, okay? And then what happens is you go into an activity section where you actually record your voice. So there's a listen and repeat section like this. 乐了，默默爬坡。爸爸不必来. And then you're asked to record your own version. So there's a little microphone button if you see, and it would work like this. 乐了，默默爬坡. I'm doing this while live to show that it's live. 乐了，默默爬坡. I'm doing this while live to show that it's live. Right, you send in your assignments like that, and then I actually listen to them. I listen to them and I grade them. And you get feedback from me within 24 to 48 hours on every single submission. So you have over 550 minutes of video lessons with theory and practice opportunity. Then you have multiple quizzes to test and refine your listening skills. And then you actually speak, and this is so important. It's not just watching random videos and being on your own. You actually are you are incentivized and required to get the language through your body, to record those audios and get real feedback from me. All right. Right. So video lessons, quizzes, practice. When you factor in the 10 hours of video and the 10 to 15 hours of the quizzes and tests and the 15 to the 30 hours you'll spend on the practices and homeworks, you have like 35 to 55 hours of class. And when you break it down to the cost of the program, it's basically like having me be your one-on-one coach for like $6 an hour. For like $6 an hour. And this is no joke. I actually will listen to your feedback, and we have a couple students in the chat here. Right? I listen to these audio recordings every day, and I give feedback to my students every day. And what are these students doing? They are refining their tones and pronunciation, greatly expanding their comprehensible input. So when they're watching Chinese shows or listening to Chinese podcasts or speaking to Chinese friends, they're able to start rapidly improving because they have so much more context and understanding for the sounds that they're hearing and that they're using. All right. So for anyone who goes to thechinesedojo.com, right, and signs up during this live, if you use the coupon code, I'm going to type it in right, or I'm going to write it here, SEP24 100, because today is September 24th, and I'm giving $100 off only during this live stream to people who sign up only during this live stream. This is a 3-month program. It's a 3-month program where I walk you through all of the structure. I walk you through every single sound, initial, final, every syllable in Mandarin Chinese over the course of 3 months. You watch the videos on your own time. You take the quizzes on your own time. You record the audios on your own time. And then you get my feedback within 24 to 48 hours on every single piece of audio you send in. All right, and if you do need an extension, there will be extensions available. It's just I can't sign up to give people feedback forever and ever, right? And this course isn't meant to last forever. It's meant to be super structured so you learn everything and then you can move on and greatly expand and rapidly become fluent in Mandarin Chinese. All right, so it's not meant or designed to keep you hanging around forever. You're meant to get in and get through it. And I help you do that. So here is the coupon code SEP24 100. SEP24 100. If you go to thechinesedojo.com, or better yet, you could directly go to thechinesedojo.com/tonesmaster. And let me type that in the chat. www.thechinesedojo.com/tonesmaster. I highly recommend this, you guys. I built this program over 2 years with certified Chinese as a second language teachers, with professional philologists and linguists, and my own Chinese teacher, right? We built this platform together. So you listen to professional native Chinese speaker audios, and then you send in your recordings and get all my feedback. So thechinesedojo.com/tonesmaster, right? thechinesedojo.com/tonesmaster. If you go to that page now, Ben Bryan says, oh yeah, I just typed it in the chat, Ben. I just typed it in the chat. So if you go to thechinesedojo.com/tonesmaster, you'll go right to the page, right? And if you sign up with this coupon code, and I'm going to make sure the coupon code is active, it's active, SEP24 100. Well, you have to type it in your browser, Brand. If it's in the chat, it's probably not a link. So you may have to type this into your browser. thechinesedojo.com/tonesmaster. Yeah, the chat might not be set up to be like hyperlinks or something like that. But www.thechinesedojo.com/ Tones Master. And if you sign up right now during this live only, and this coupon code, I'm going to shut it. I can't, because I can't do this for everybody. I cannot do this for everybody. I will shut that coupon code off after the live stream. This is a big thank you for being part of the live stream and for helping you get a jump start. But if you use SEP24100, you're going to get $100 off the program, and I'm going to send you a link to set up a one-on-one video call with me where we chat about your personal goals and where you can ask me, quite frankly, anything you want, really. Anything you want about Chinese or social media or whatever. All right. Ben says, follow me to keep track so I don't lose you. Ben, I don't know what you mean by follow you. I don't know where you are, Ben. Okay, so that's Tones Master. It is absolutely the best way to start your Mandarin Chinese journey. Absolutely perfect for beginners, and if you're intermediate, it's also very good for you too, because what I'm going to help you do is find out where in your foundation, where are the cracks, where do we need to fix any tones or pronunciation, right? So before you get too far along, we want to make sure you're not making any mistakes that are going to compound and cost you a lot later, right? So if you're intermediate, again, some things about the tones, some sounds might be repetitive for you. You might already know them, but we are going to identify exactly what sounds and syllables you need help in. We're going to help you perfect those to make sure that you can smoothly continue your Mandarin journey. If you have any questions about that, please let me know in the chat. Please let me know in the chat. But that is the best possible deal, y'all. thechinesedojo.com/tonesmaster. And that coupon code, again, SEP24100. SEP24100. I'm putting that in the chat. Please check it out. 2 week money back guarantee as well. Right? So you might as well lock in that discount with the coupon code. Try the program out for a week or something. If you don't like it, I will refund you all of your money, no questions asked. I'll refund you everything, no questions asked. So you might as well lock in that deal that's only available during this live. SEP24100. Michaela says, what's after Tones Master? That's a fantastic question. So right now, this is the flagship offering. What's after Tones Master is presumably you're going to continue your Mandarin learning journey. Soon, my school, the Chinese Dojo, will also offer the HSK courses, and I'm also going to have something called the Daily Dojo, which is going to be a Discord community parsed out into different levels. There are going to be daily tasks and office hours with native Chinese speakers in the server every day, where you can jump on to the Discord and actually practice with a native speaker and learn a little bit every day. So there's going to be a combination of Daily Dojo on Discord and more courses. But for right now, this is the flagship offering, and I want to make sure that everyone who goes into those upper, higher level courses has gone through Tones Master, because we need to make sure your comprehensible input is very, very high to get the most bang for your buck and the most mileage for your effort in those later courses. Okay, more advanced vocabulary. More advanced vocabulary. Ben says not opening. Sorry, Ben, please describe your problem exactly so I can help you out. Because when I open the page, right, if I go to www.thechinesedojo.com/tones master, this opens. This opens. Yeah. If you're having trouble, Ben, you could email me at contact@thechinesedojo.com, and I'll try to help you out, Ben. This should work. We have students from Nigeria as well. You could try a VPN. I'm not sure what's going on, Ben, but you could try a VPN. We do have students. A couple students from Nigeria, though. Okay, more advanced vocabulary from this article. 签署, 签署, to sign. 签署. Nina says you can do any other Chinese program. You'll accelerate at any. We'll be happy to see you in our future. Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, administration. 行政, second tone, fourth tone. 行政, 行政, 行政. Administration. 反 means anti. All right, 反 is a word for anti. And 法西斯is fascist or fascism. 法西斯. A terrorist organization. This is how you say terrorist organization in Chinese. 恐怖组织, 恐怖组织. Terrorist organization. Terrorist organization. That's 8 syllables in English. It's only 4 syllables in Chinese. The beauty about Chinese is every single character is only 1 syllable. Every single character, right? Which means every singular, well, that's what that means. Every singular character is just 1 syllable made up of an initial, a final, and a tone. So what happens is, as you learn a lot of Mandarin Chinese, you can actually communicate more effectively. You can transfer ideas with less energy. You'll find out that a long essay in English might only be like half the amount of syllables in Chinese, which is quite interesting if you think about it. Quite literally, if you think in Chinese, you will actually think faster. It's weird to think about that ideas, right, are tied to words in our mind. And if it takes more syllables and more energy to think of the same concept, that's quite fascinating if you think about it. Okay. Someone says, why these words? We're reading a news article. Okay, classified as 列为, to carry out, 实施, second tone, first tone, 实施. That's kind of an interesting one, right? Because it's the same initials and finals, just a different tone. 实施. And violence. 暴力. All right, so let's go through this article. A little bit. All right, so here we go. 特朗普下令将美国反法西斯运动列为恐怖组织. So Trump has ordered that the American Antifa organization be classified as a terrorist organization. That's the headline. 新华社, the Xinhua News Agency, 北京9月23日电. So Xinhua News Agency, Beijing time, September 23rd, published the following. 美国白宫, the USA, the White House, on the 22nd, 宣布. Do you remember that? That was one of our vocabulary words. Do you remember that? 宣布, to declare. 宣布, to declare. Right, so the White House declared on the 22nd of September, the White House declared 总统特朗普当日签署行政令. President Donald Trump on that day signed an administrative command or administrative order or an executive order. Let's see. Hay says, what do those lines above the words do? The lines above the words are the tones. Ben says, it's directing me to title. Ben, sorry, what's title? Hey, Ben, could you email my team at contact@thechinesedojo.com for support, and I'll try to make sure, if you're really trying to sign up, we'll try to help you out and make sure you get that coupon if it's not working during this live stream for you. Okay, only technical glitches can do that. Only people experiencing some glitch can do that, but most people are not experiencing a glitch. So that coupon code will expire at the end of the live. That will expire at the end of the live. Okay, and again, that coupon code is the $100 off. It's how to help have me become your one-on-one coach in the comprehensive Mandarin Chinese pronunciation program. The coupon code SEP24100 will get you $100 off, not 100% off, $100 off this entire program, where you learn how to master every sound, syllable, tone, initial, final in Mandarin Chinese. And this breaks out to roughly $5 or $6 an hour, right, for me to be your coach, where you will actually submit your audios. You will submit your audio recordings, and I will give you feedback on every single assignment within 24 to 48 hours. All right, so I will actually listen to your audio and give you actual feedback. Okay, continuing the article. Let's see. 行政令称, the administration orders, the command, 反法西斯运动, the Antifa movement. The administration said that the Antifa movement 公然主张推翻美国政府, openly called for the overthrow of the American government, 采用非法手段在全国组织, used illegal methods nationally to incite violence and terrorism to achieve their goals, 实施暴力和恐怖主义活动以达到他们的目的. All right, so this is the news article. That's what that's saying. Used illegal methods. This is according to the article, right? According to the article, the administration said that the Antifa movement openly called for the overthrow of the American government and used illegal methods nationwide to incite violence. And we learned a couple of these words, right? 实施 and 暴力. Remember our more advanced vocabulary? 实施 to carry out, 暴力 violence. All right, so they're saying to carry out violence and terrorist activities to achieve their goals. 达到 is to achieve. 达到 他们的目的 目的 is like a goal. 目的 to achieve their goals. All right, everyone. So I'm going to read this article again. If you would, please, please focus on the tones, okay? Please focus on the tones. And again, if you're interested in joining me on some of these programs, Scooby's asking, isn't that just the at the end? Why is it D? Ah, good question, Scooby. Good question. So this is what's known as a 多音字. 多音字. So in Chinese, sometimes a character has multiple pronunciations. 多音字, a multiple pronunciation character. So you're right. In most cases that you'll see, this is the, a particle. But in words like 目的, 目的, it's pronounced di, 目的, which you can only know through learning to memorize that and through its context here with the character that it's right next to. 目的, 目的. Great question, Scooby. All right, so I'm going to read this article again. Again, please focus on the tones. And again, if you are starting to understand right? If you understand that learning Mandarin Chinese cannot be done just by playing some kind of silly game on the phone with like flash pictures and games, or by watching videos, if it's starting to make sense to you that learning Chinese requires getting the tones through your body and actually conversing with people and actually getting real feedback and adjustments on your speech, please go to thechinesedojo.com and consider joining. Please consider joining the Chinese Dojo. And if you're watching this live stream, again, there is a special coupon for people watching right now. SEP24 gets you $100 off the program, where you get videos, quizzes, where you test and refine your listening skills, and practice where you actually record your voice. You send me your recordings. I give you feedback on every single submission within 24 to 48 hours. So think of me like your one-on-one coach through this program. With the $100 off, you're getting the whole program for basically $5 an hour. $5 or $6 an hour. So that's at thechinesedojo.com, and only if you sign up during this live stream, which, by the way, this live stream is going to end in like 10 minutes. The live stream is going to end in 10 minutes. So I would highly recommend going and joining the Chinese Dojo. This goes away in like 10 minutes, y'all. I'm also going to throw in a one-on-one video meeting. So if you join right now, I'm going to send you a link on how you'll book a one-on-one video call with me. So I'm going to get to know you and your goals with Mandarin Chinese. You can ask me anything you want, and we can hang out for some time together. So you'll get $100 off and a one-on-one video call with me directly. And that's during this live stream only. During this live stream only. Mohammed says, can you show the website name? Yes, thechinesedojo.com. Thechinesedojo.com. Mr. Beasley says, oh, no worries, Mr. Beasley. No worries, Mr. Beasley. No, I understand. Yeah, it's just, unfortunately, yeah, the $100 off is the best I can do. I spend a lot of time listening to every single file, every single audio file, and giving notes. I'm basically working for less than minimum wage here. So that's the absolute lowest I can go. Definitely only available for people during this live stream. TheChineseDojo.com. And you could go directly to the landing page, thechinesedojo.com /tonesmaster, right? And if you use the code, I'm typing it in the chat right now, SEP24100, you get $100 off and a one-on-one video call with me. That deal is going away, folks. That deal goes away in like 10 minutes. 2-week money-back guarantee. So again, in my opinion, you might as well lock in the good deal. And then if you aren't finding that the program works for you, no questions asked, I'll refund you your money. So you might as well lock in that deal, because that goes away in like 10 minutes. Okay. 特朗普下令将美国反法西斯运动列为恐怖组织。新华社北京9月23日电，美国白宫22日宣布，总统特朗普当日签署行政令，将美国反法西斯运动 Antifa 列为国内恐怖组织。行政令称，反法西斯运动公然主张推翻美国政府，采用非法手段在全国组织实施暴力和恐怖主义活动，以达到他们的目的。That's the article, y'all. Go ahead, type a 1 in the chat if you learned some vocabulary words and then heard them better the second time around. Can you let us know? Saeed, I go super in depth into the R sound in the program. in the program. Saeed, and you checked out that free lesson, so you know. I'm going to go super in depth, and you'll learn all about that in Tones Master. Okay. Okay, so we'll play. What's up, Ghost? We can play a little matching game here. So we're going to play a little matching game. Okay, good. A bunch of people are saying 1. That's great. All right. So I'm going to type in Chinese and Pinyin here. And I'm going to create a poll. Let's see. B, I'm going to add options. D. All right, so we have a poll now. We have 60 people here. Can we get 20 people to vote? So we have a picture of like a forest and a moon or something. We have a refrigerator. We've got some bananas. We've got a TV. We have a menu, and we have a plate. And the question is, 盘子. 盘子. Is this A, B, D, or F? What do you think? 盘子. 盘子. Second tone, neutral tone. 盘子. 盘子. Second tone, neutral tone. We have 3 votes. I know we can get more votes, y'all. These votes can go way more crazy than this. We got 5 votes now. Let's go. 盘子. We got 57 people watching. There should be a poll at the bottom of your screen. Let me know what you think. And you don't have to know the right answer. You can just guess. You can totally just guess, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting it incorrect. This is all just fun and games here. Fun and games. 盘子. What do we think? 盘子. Second tone, neutral tone. Can we get some votes? 盘子. 盘子. Saeed says, I'm just guessing. That's all right. That's okay. It's multiple choice. You got a 25% chance of guessing correctly. 25% chance. Not too bad. 1 in 4. What's up, Ghost? All right, so we have 7 votes. We have 60 people in the room. Can we get more votes? Let's get to 20 votes, and then I'll release the right answer. I will release the right answer if we can get to 20 votes. 盘子. 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 That's second tone, neutral tone. 盘. 盘子. Oveja says, 你好. What's going on, Oveja? 你好. Great. Look at Oveja typing in Chinese. I love it. All right. Can we get just a few more votes? 盘子. 盘子. There's a poll at the bottom of the chat. What do you think? 盘子, A, B, D, or F? A, B, D, or F? Is it the forest with the moon? Is it the refrigerator? Is it the TV? Or is it the plate? Is it the moon, the refrigerator, the TV, or the plate? 盘子. 盘子. All right, let's see. What do the votes say? Let's release the poll. Did the poll results... Why didn't the poll go into the chat? Oh, there it went. Okay, there it went. 82% said F. Okay, I'm going to release the correct answer. Drum roll, please. If you said F, you are correct. That is 盘子. 盘子. Okay. Good job there. Good job. All right. Let me see. Let's do a 刷牙. 刷牙. So in this set of matching, I'm going to start a poll here. I'm going to type 刷牙. Okay, so in this poll we have what is that first picture? It looks like a what is that? It's like a city Why does it look like the city's on fire? Does it look like the city's on fire to you? Or is something wrong with my eyes? Is it just like a strange light in the city, or is the is the city like on fire? Okay. Interesting, artistic. Maybe it's a sunset. Okay, y'all. All right. 刷牙. 刷牙. Is that A? What did I put? Is it A, C, D, or E? 刷牙. 刷牙. A, C, D, or E? These are the options. Which one is 刷牙? A, C, D, or E? So which one is it? Is it the city that is having some kind of fire emergency? Is it the pair of shoes? Is it this girl with the blonde hair? Or is it these two individuals, looks like a mother and her child in a bathroom brushing their teeth? 刷牙. We got 9 votes. Let's get up to 20 votes. Let's get to 20 votes, can we? We got 65 people watching. So is 刷牙, 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 刷牙. Repeat after me. 刷牙. First tone, second tone. 刷牙, 刷牙. What's up, Chantel? Yes, Wong Clown says the pick is not good enough. Yeah, it's distorted through compression. That makes sense. 刷牙. All right, vote down below. Which one is 刷牙? We got some people saying A, some people saying C, maybe a couple people saying D. We got people saying E. The votes are divided. We got a divided room. Cast your votes. Oh man, a bunch of people. We got all these different votes. A, C, D, E. 刷牙. Is that the city engulfed in flames? Is it C? Is it D or E? Is it the shoes? Is it the girl? Is it the mother and her child? What do we got? We got 18 votes. I know what we don't have is enough votes. We have 63 people watching. But only, what, 20 votes? All right, we have 20 votes. Okay, I'll release the poll. Cool. All right, so let's check out the results. We had 20 people vote. 50% said E. Okay, 25% said C. 15% said D. 10% said A. All right. We're looking at what 刷牙 is. Well, I'll tell you. I will tell you. 牙, 牙齿, 牙 means teeth. And 刷 means to brush. So, for those of you who said E, that is correct because 刷牙 means to brush teeth, to brush your teeth. 刷牙. 我每天刷3次牙. I brush my teeth 3 times a day. You can also say 我每天刷牙3次. 我每天刷牙，我喜欢刷牙，我觉得刷牙很重要。刷牙对健康很重要。Right? Brushing your teeth is very important for your health. I brush my teeth 3 times a day. Mr. Beasley said, 牙齿 I knew. Ah, okay. So maybe you knew that this was to brush teeth. Okay. All right, let's do another one. Who likes the matching games? Who likes the matching games? We are matching Chinese words with what they mean in the pictures. Okay. We're starting a new one. Starting a new one, y'all. 鼻子, 鼻子. Which one is that? Is 鼻子 鼻子, is that A, B, C, or D? 鼻子, 鼻子, is that A, B, C, or D? 鼻子. Chima says, what is 觉得? 觉得. You can say 我觉得. 我觉得. It means to like feel something or think something. Like I think or I feel something about something. 我觉得刷牙很重要. I think brushing the teeth is very important. Or I feel it's important. All right, we got 8 votes. 鼻子. 鼻子 is 鼻子. A, B, C, or D? 鼻子. Second tone, neutral tone. 鼻子. 鼻子. Second tone, neutral tone. By the way, let me know if during this live, let me know if you are joining the Chinese Dojo, because I'm going to make sure. Let me know if you're enrolling, because I want to make sure I get you the link to schedule the video call with me. We got 12 votes. 12 votes. 鼻子. 鼻子. And remember, y'all, I'm going to write that coupon code here because the live is ending soon. With the coupon code SEP24100, you can get a full $100 off my fully comprehensive Mandarin Chinese pronunciation program, where I personally guide you through mastering every single sound in the language. I personally listen to your audio recordings and I give you feedback on every single one. All right, and I help you greatly expand your comprehensible input so you can learn Mandarin Chinese much more effectively and rapidly after the program. All right, that's how I did it. That's how I was able to go from essentially zero to performing on stage in front of a live studio audience, doing science experiments in Chinese in a year and a half. In a year and a half. All right, 鼻子, 鼻子, 鼻子. Which one is that? A, B, C, or D? 鼻子. Hong Kong says, do you have WeChat, Kenan? I do have WeChat. I for sure have WeChat. If you enroll in the Chinese Dojo, we can maybe talk about getting my WeChat. You know, I can't be just handing out my WeChat, though. That is for serious business inquiries only. WeChat is for serious business inquiries only. All right, we got 20 votes. Let's release the poll. All right, 鼻子. 60% said B. And for those who said B, you are correct. 鼻子 means nose. 鼻子 means nose. Very, very good. Very good. All right, let's do some reading here. This is some reading from, I believe it's an HSK, it might be an HSK 4 book. This might be HSK 4. All right, so Xiaoli and Zhou Ming are having a conversation. Xiaoli says, 我不喜欢一直住在同一个城市，想去其他城市看一看. All right, he's saying, I don't like always living in the same city. I want to go to a different city and have a look. Zhou Ming says, 我年轻的时候也这么想. I also felt that way when I was young. 但是那时候没有钱，如果有钱就去了. So Zhou Ming says, when I was young, I felt the same way, but I didn't have any money. If I had money, I would have gone. Kind of relatable content, right? Who can relate to that? Who wants to go to maybe try living in another city? But, you know, finances for that, it can be pretty tough sometimes. Yes, one good reason to learn Mandarin Chinese. Honestly, when I learned Mandarin Chinese and stacked it on top of my media skill, whenever I'm offered jobs now, they're never less than 120 grand a year. Sometimes I'm offered full-time gigs at 200 grand a year. And I turn them down because I'm running all my own channels and running my own business. But there are so many companies out there that want a competent media producer who also speaks Chinese. There are many, many companies out there, whatever industry you're in, if you're a lawyer, if you're an engineer, if you're a doctor, if you're a nurse, if you're in construction, if you're in real estate, whatever you do, if you stack Mandarin Chinese on top of it, you can make so much more money because you're going to be able to bring your specialized skill to basically an untapped market, because you'll be one of the rare individuals in your market who can communicate with a very, very business-friendly Chinese population. Right? A lot of Chinese people come to this country, or whatever country you are, whether you're in Europe or Asia or Africa or the United States, Australia, wherever you are. I'm sure there are many Chinese people nearby. And whether they're studying there or investing there, right, they could be a whole new customer base or relationship base for you, right? You'll be able to just communicate with so many more people at a deeper level, but also expand your business. So you can greatly increase your income with Chinese. All right. Xiaoli says, 那您现在为什么不去? Okay, so but why don't you go now? 现在钱不是问题了，主要是没有时间. Well, now money isn't the problem. Now it's I don't have time. 我认为现在您有时间也不会出去玩。Wow, Xiaoli, the subtle burn here says, well, I believe now, even if you had time, that you wouldn't go. Why the subtle burn? Because that's kind of mean. I don't know. That Zhou Ming says, 你说的对，我现在累的下了班就想睡觉. Well, you're correct. Now, I'm so tired that when I get off work, I just want to sleep. All right, so this is kind of a passage about, I don't know, maybe just getting older and priorities changing. All right. Whitney says, 我明年去广州. 我明年去广州. Nice, Whitney. Well, then this is a great time for you to be preparing. A great time for you to be preparing. Absolutely. Okay, everybody, I highly recommend. So I'm about to end the live stream. I'm unfortunately having to I have to go pretty soon. Let's see. Draxy says, where are you from? I'm from the United States. I'm from the United States. I have to go soon, y'all. I do want to say thank you so much for supporting the channel, for being a part of this community. Right? At the very least, please make sure you are subscribed and you hit the notification bell. So you make sure that you get access to the videos and you're notified when the videos are live or when I'm going to be live again. I usually like to do these news readings. And I'll read through this article one more time. I'll read through the article one more time here in just a moment. But make sure you go to the ChineseDojo.com, sign up for my newsletter, and check out the Tones Master program, which is a fully comprehensive tones and pronunciation course that helps you set your track straight for learning Mandarin Chinese much more rapidly and effectively. Really using actual published, verified science about languages by increasing your comprehensible input. Okay? By helping you master tones and pronunciation, giving you actual feedback on every single submission. If you sign up right now during this live, you can get $100 off using the coupon right there. Take a screenshot. Please take a screenshot of that code. It's going away in like 10 minutes. Take a screenshot of that code, SEP24100. Go to thechinesedojo.com/tonesmaster. This is the last time I'm putting this in the chat. Thechinesedojo.com/tonesmaster. code SEP24100. Again, this code, I'm going to shut this off in about 10 minutes. If you enroll in the Tones Master program, right, you are going to be ushered by me through the entire program. I'm going to help you master every sound in the language. I'm going to personally listen to your audio recordings and give you actual feedback. I'm going to give you feedback within 24 to 48 hours. And using that code, you can get $100 off the full program. All right, so please check that out. Yes, misdetermined. Absolutely. Yes. You can open so many doors. I have brokered international real estate deals because of Chinese. I became famous in China because of Chinese. I ended up acting in huge studio, big budget films and TV shows because I was one of the rare Western actors who spoke Mandarin Chinese. And I helped sell real estate deals. I got six-figure media jobs here in the States because I understood film production and spoke Chinese. The Chinese is what set me apart. And when you learn Chinese, everybody, and when you can speak it clearly and effectively, you have a mystique about you. Everyone understands that there's something interesting going on about you, right? Because everyone knows Mandarin Chinese is pretty difficult. No one knows exactly how to get there. It's kind of this tough, mysterious thing that everyone knows has value. When you go on that road and on that journey and become one of the people who can speak Chinese and have a conversation, you are instantly endowed with that respect amongst your peers. People go, oh, that person, there's something interesting about that person. They have to be smart. They have to be some combination of smart and determined and reliable because they saw the value in Mandarin Chinese, first of all, and knew they should learn it. That's called vision. That's called vision. Actually doing it, that's follow through. Actually doing it. This person has vision. This person has follow through. This person has intelligence. By speaking Mandarin Chinese, you are instantly endowed with all those qualities. Instantly endowed with all those qualities. So again, please go to the ChineseDojo.com/TonesMaster. If you sign up during this live stream, you get $100 off with that coupon code SEP24100. And I will send you an email. We're going to have a one-on-one video call. So I'm going to make sure that you get welcomed into the Chinese Dojo with a big warm welcome, and you can ask me anything you want one-on-one. What's up, Rose? Okay, so that's at the ChineseDojo.com/TonesMaster. And that was the coupon code. Here's this article one more time. Please, how about Bangladesh? If you're you can be anywhere in the world. We have students in the Chinese Dojo from all over the world. We have students from New Zealand, from Malaysia, from Singapore, from the UK, from Canada. We have people from, I think there was one from South Africa, Nigeria. Yes, we have students all around the world. All right. We have students from Germany, of course. Yeah, some awesome students from all over. Okay, so as I'm reading this, please focus on the tones. See if you can pick out the tones, and if you can think about the syllables that are being said. All right, and I'll trace my way along so you can kind of see what I'm reading as we're going here. Let me turn on my pen. All right, pen works. All right. 特朗普下令将美国反法西斯运动列为恐怖组织。新华社北京9月23日电，美国白宫22日宣布，总统特朗普当日签署行政令，将美国反法西斯运动 Antifa 列为国内恐怖组织。行政令称，反法西斯运动公然主张推翻美国政府，采用 非法手段在全国组织实施暴力和恐怖主义活动，以达到他们的目的。他们的目的。All right. I'll read it one more time at normal speed. So this is the culmination of these vocabulary words that we learned today. 特朗普白宫宣布，美国总统当日国内签署行政反法西斯恐怖组织列为实施暴力。All right. Let me erase this, and I'm going to read through this at normal speed now. At normal speed. All right. Here we go. 特朗普下令将美国反法西斯运动列为恐怖组织。新华社北京9月23日电，美国白宫22日宣布，总统特朗普当日签署行政令，将美国反法西斯运动 Antifa 列为国内恐怖组织。行政令称，反法西斯运动公然主张推翻美国政府，采用非法手段在全国组织实施暴力和恐怖主义活动，以达到他们的目的。All right. If you made it this far, congratulations. I hope you were able to parse out some of those vocabulary words when I just read that at full speed. How was that? How was that, everybody? Type a 1 if you liked that. Type a 1 in the chat if we liked that activity. If we learned some words. Did we learn some words today? Wait, excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, y'all. Saeed, what's up? Yes, nice. Nice. We're seeing some ones in the chat. Perfect. Perfect. That's great. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much. And again, here in my community, right, I just want to reiterate, I will never be one of those people that advocates that you should be learning a language by playing a game on an app that doesn't actually help you converse or give you real feedback about what you're doing, and that tries to gamify the experience to the point where it's more like you're playing a game and not learning a language. Okay, we're here to learn languages, right? So it's important to understand that it's not meant to be super easy. You can't just learn a language in like a month. There's no special hack to doing it. What there is a clear path. There's clear methodology that if you follow the right methodology, you will make your language learning experience much more effective and more rapid. Okay? By trying to find the hack and by playing little flashcard games and things like that, it might feel like it's going fast, and what it's actually doing is going very slow, because you're not increasing very rapidly ever, and you'll have to go back and relearn things and fix things so your knowledge doesn't start to compound. To draw an analogy between finance, you don't earn interest on your input. You end up having to take withdrawals on the input energy because you have to go back and fix everything, okay? So, what does it mean to do it the right way? It means by increasing your comprehensible input so that your brain has actual context to what it's hearing. The sounds that go into your ears have to be relevant to your brain. So you have to fully understand all the tones and all the initials and finals and syllables in the language. If you do that, if you take the proper steps toward actually doing that, and doing that only takes a few months, then as you continue your Mandarin learning journey, it will be much more effective. And you'll start to impress people really early on, which it'll do wonders for you professionally. Professionally, personally, whatever. Speaking with any Chinese people, it's going to do wonders for you. All right, that's what we do in the Tones Master program. So, fully comprehensive pronunciation course, over 550 minutes of videos that involve a lot of practice, quizzes that involve practice, practice that involves practice. This program is basically 80% actual practice. You get feedback on every single assignment from me. I listen to, okay, so you'll watch videos here, right? You'll take quizzes to test your listening skills. You'll listen to real native speakers and test your listening skills. And then you will practice. You'll record your own audio recordings, send them to me on the platform. And it works pretty simply. I'll show you how it works. I think I did a demonstration, but for those of you who are kind of new, who maybe just joined the live, I'll try to pull this up real quick here. Right, so this is what a practice section looks like on my platform. You're given some things to read and listen to and repeat. So for this, it's, let's see, like this warm up here.
Ba, pa, ba, pa.
So here we're talking about the difference between b and p, right? And how one is aspirated and one's not. And we cycle those through the tones. And then you record your own version. Then you listen and repeat.
乐了默默爬坡，你怕不怕扒皮？
Then you record your own version right on the platform. It's super easy, super easy. You just press this microphone button. 你怕不怕扒皮? I'm live right now demonstrating this live.
你怕不怕扒皮? I'm live right now demonstrating this live.
And then you read the sentences, right? So there's that section in every assignment where you listen and repeat, but then you're asked to just read on your own. And it's very interesting, right? Because we're much better at mimicking than reading ourselves. So then it says read the sentences. So I'm given a list of sentences to read. 我离瀑布8步，你不必逼迫爸爸。我不怕你离开。I'm live, demonstrating this live.
我离瀑布8步，你不必逼迫爸爸。我不怕你离开。I'm live, demonstrating this live.
Okay, and then I get those audio recordings and I listen to the students. I give them actual feedback. Navruza saying, what app is this? This is my program at the Chinese Dojo. And while I'm live right now for the next couple minutes, I'm giving this program away with a $100 off coupon, SEP24 100. SEP24 100. So I'm going to show you what it looks like kind of on my end when I get homework, right? So if you check this out, how can I go back to my home page here? I don't want to give away any student information, so I have to make sure that like people's names and everything are hidden. Okay. Well, basically, so this is what it's like. I'm not going to show anyone's name, okay? But here is, let's say, the task. So here's the task. They're supposed to listen and repeat.
成长，发展，城市。
So the task is listen and repeat to syllables like that. And so this is what I get from my student.
成长，发展，城市，山峰。
Nice.
打折，拍照，悲伤，打扰。
Oh, very interesting. Wow. Okay, so great. Wow. So this is in the zhi, chi, shi, and zhi section, and my student's doing quite well. So you're listening to actual homework submitted to me from one of my students, and I might leave some feedback, right? I might say, hey, thank you so much for this submission, and the differences between your zhi, chi, shi are coming across very clearly. I'm going to have a couple notes, like in da rao, you pronounce that da rao, so you gave it a 1-3, but it should be pronounced as a 2-3. It's two consecutive third tones. Third tone sandhi, right? Da rao, da rao. But fantastic. I mean, I can't go into this super long in the live here, right? But then I would leave that feedback.
Hey, thank you so much for this submission, and the differences between your zhi, chi, shi are coming across very clearly.
All right, so I'm going to do a more in-depth review on his homework later. But, you know, I'm getting a lot of homework from students today.
保持正常的外折。
Nice, nice. I wonder if any of my students are watching this live. I wonder if they would hear their voice. Don't worry, I'm not showing anyone's name.
衣服的风格很大方。
Nice. Nice, okay.
不骂
Okay, so that student is practicing their fourth tones.
辣带是
Great, great. So that's how it works, right? So in this program, my students send me audio recordings. I listen to every single one of them, and I send feedback within 24 to 48 hours. So I spent a lot of time listening to those audio recordings and really trying to figure out how can I help my students master all of these sounds, tones, you know, initials, finals, syllables, everything. So they are greatly expanding their comprehensible input, and that means that they are going to learn Mandarin Chinese so much more effectively. It's insane. So much more effectively. And if anything can make their becoming fluent in Mandarin more rapid, it's this. It's this. So for the next 3 minutes or so, 3 minutes, you can get $100 off that program at thechinesedojo.com/tonesmaster with the coupon code SEP24100. If you have any questions, please contact me at contact@thechinesedojo.com. You guys, thank you so much for being a part of this live stream. All right, we read we read a news article from the China Daily, from ChinaDaily.com. We played some matching games. We learned a bunch of vocabulary that you see on the screen here, right? And we talked a little bit about, or we talked a decent amount about the Tones Master program that is now available at the Chinese Dojo, right? Which is the best possible way to set yourself up for a proper Mandarin Chinese learning journey. All right, so highly recommend it. Again, grab that $100 off for the next couple minutes. And if you do that, if you enroll within the next few minutes, you'll also get I'm going to send you an email so you can book a one-on-one video call with me. All right. So if you sign up, I'm going to I'm going to send you a link so you can book a one-on-one video call with me as well. So it's my goal to actually make sure people get through this program. What I saw out there in the world were a bunch of programs that are happy to take people's hard-earned money and not actually help them learn Mandarin Chinese the right way. All right, they get long-term subscription models or charge a bunch for a bunch of videos, and they don't actually want you it's not built to actually get you through a program and make sure you actually get results. This is entirely built to make sure you actually get results, and in a decently quick amount of time, right? It's a 3-month program, right? And then you solidify your tones and pronunciation in those 3 months, and then you're off to the races learning Mandarin Chinese so much more effectively. So thank you so much for joining this live stream. Please make sure you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell so you see when I will be live again. I love to read actual news articles, go over new vocab, do matching games and things like that. And I really hope to see you in the Chinese Dojo. So thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you appreciate the amount of effort that goes into preparing these slides and these lessons and things like that, again, one tiny way you can give back is just by liking the page, subscribing. It's silly to have to ask, but it really, really does help tremendously. So I really do thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I wish everyone out there who wants to learn Mandarin Chinese the best of luck in this process. It's so rewarding. It's one of the best things you can do for yourself in life. With the way the world is right now and the way the economies are right now, learning Mandarin Chinese, even just a little bit, can really do wonders for you. So thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you next time. Again, yes, that coupon code for the $100 off will be going away in just a few minutes. There's a 2-week guarantee, money-back guarantee, so I highly recommend just signing up. See if you like the program, lock in that deal. I do not release a deal like this on every live stream either. I do not do that. This isn't like an every live stream thing. This is very, very random and intermittent. So I have no idea when the next time is that I will have a discount this steep. So yeah, please SEP24 100 for $100 off for the next couple minutes. And I will see you all in the Chinese Dojo. Thanks so much, everybody. Sorry, Aled Bay sisters. 别走，我们爱你. I also love you. 请不要走. Don't worry. If you are subscribed and have the notification bell, then I'm not going too far. You'll be notified when I'm live again. All right. 谢谢大家. Thank you so much, everybody. And for the new students who signed up, I will see you in the dojo, and I will get you that link for the one-on-one video call. All right. Thank you, everybody. This has been fantastic. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.